Welcome everybody. So today is the day we are launching sales training for podcasters.
This is a momentous occasion. JJ, gosh, I'm so excited about this. We've been busy at work doing all the interviews. We've had how many interviews have we done so far? Like 12 or 13 or 14 interviews?
Let's see, there are 12 episodes up, but they're not all interviews. And we have 1, 2, 3 in the queue.
And how many
that
solo?
There are 4.
So we have close to 20 episodes that have been created. We are so excited to be able to introduce this show to everybody, because this is one of the things that we have found that has been one of the bigger stumbling blocks for podcasters that are out there is, hey, I got this podcast and it's going really great. I've got some downloads coming in and I'm starting to get some interaction with my community and I'm starting to build a group on Facebook and doing my other stuff. We are having fun and we haven't even gotten started yet. This is great. All right, let's see if it actually will go live onto that page.
Thanks, Tim.
There now. Thank you, Tim, very much.
He said happy launch day.
Thank you, Tim. Hey, Tim or Jared, if you're hanging out with us, we may have a hard time monitoring the Facebook group. If you are around, don't feel compelled to need to get in there. Hey, look at that memory that I have on Facebook. That's a cool one. I think we are live on Facebook as well. Let me go back over.
Doug Sandler is now live.
That is good.
Perfect. See, it's exactly what I wanted.
All of these things happening in unison. This is awesome. It's incredible. And I am completely foreign to me that this actually has been working so far.
So welcome everybody who's here. And hopefully, now, should I put the link? Actually, here's the question. Here's us, Jared or Tim or Susan. Can you stick the link for this Zoom into that Facebook, under the Facebook Live?
I can do that.
Can you?
I think I can. I'll just go over to here and copy link.
Okay, cool.
And I think they have to register. Well, they're going to have to register anyway. So
yeah,
that's
so
cool.
Maybe.
Yep. And let me go back
over
here and go into.
You have to refresh that page so that you can see that you're live.
Let's hold on. I got to get into the group itself.
Look how things are working out.
We are like the technology king and queen today. I feel really good. I just thought it was just amazing that I actually was able to put a real shirt on. That's like on that.
Can I wear a podcaster shirt? I'm like, you wear a podcaster shirt all the time.
It feels like such a work shirt. It's got sleeves and everything, and it has buttons on the sleeves. Anything that has buttons on the sleeves, well, let me even back up. Anything that has sleeves, I'm not really sure I'm not ready to kind of jump into that, but I guess we're here and we're doing it.
So the lineup for today, Karen Briscoe will be joining us about 9:30. So we have a little time with you guys to start today. So thank you. If you haven't already, please go get your gifts at salestrainingforpodcasters.com. It's over $3,000 worth of sales training and selling gifts that you can use to monetize and attract higher paying clients and to market in different ways to get you new clients. So please go to salestrainingforpodcasters.com and get your gifts. Any questions? We're going to be here all day, like literally. Let's talk about sales training for podcasters.
Oh, okay.
This is not the Nice Guys on Business episode. They're all going to hear that conversation you had yesterday. Yeah, there was snow in Big Bear too, Jared. So anybody have any questions about sales training for podcasters right now? How many of you got your gifts already? Make sure, again, salestrainingforpodcasters.com. I see some new faces. I see some Susan. Hey, welcome. Hey guys, just to also let you know, Becky Jones just joined the mastermind. So for all of you that know Becky, she is now part of our mastermind. And yes, there were gifts, Susan. Salestrainingforpodcasters.com. If anybody has any questions, also you can raise your hand and we'll bring you on to ask. So feel free to fire away at any questions about sales training for podcasters or sales training.
Yeah, I can't read any of the chat. I'm flying blind again.
Susan just said yay on the gifts and on Becky. Woohoo! Yeah, so Becky joined yesterday. How do we get the gifts, Jared? Salestrainingforpodcasters.com.
Jared is all about the hardware. He's like, hey,
salestrainingforpodcasters.com.
Yeah, if you want to, certainly we hope you stick around and hang out with us today and get some great information about all the stuff and the guests that are going to be here. But if you just want to get the gifts and scoot, that wouldn't be fair, but it would be possible.
Tim said the gifts are great.
The gifts are great.
They're great. I offered the 5 steps to efficiently creating your product. And Tim loves Michael. Well, Michael will be here with us at 1 o'clock Pacific time,
4 p.m. Eastern.
And then we'll be with Michael tomorrow, and then for the next 5 days.
Hey, we should live stream when we're up in Napa.
We will.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out in Napa for a handful of days, and chill out and do some wine tasting and have
It's
some.
Doug's birthday on Friday, everyone.
27.
He is celebrating the 20th anniversary of his 36th birthday. Excellent.
And we are
welcome
rocking and
Craig,
rolling.
welcome Kathy, welcome Les, Sharon, Susie.
Hi, Susie. Hi, Sharon.
So anyone have any questions that they want to ask about their podcast? And it doesn't have to be about selling necessarily.
I have some questions. I want to know some things. So if you're if you're joining us now and you're on Zoom, I'd love to know the name of your podcast, because I'm very curious who is joining us and what you're all about. So just type into the chat box the name of your podcast, so that we can get the scoop on, at least through the title, what we think that your podcast is all about. This would be a pretty fun game to play. Give me the name of your podcast and we will guess what the podcast is all about.
Okay, so we know the spiritually expressed human.
Yes.
We also know Up Your Average.
Yes. Way to go, Susan. And
we also
Karen.
know Connect Over Coffee.
Yeah, one of my faves. Tim, I'm looking forward to getting that gift box of coffee. Put that link in the chat box also, so that you guys can so that you can have an opportunity to put your coffee in the hands of those that are here as well. Does everybody see the chat box?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody can see what's going on in the chat box itself.
Yes. I can't wait for the box either, but I bought it for a friend. Says Jared.
Well, you know what, Jared, if you can repackage it with like half the stuff and send it on. Jared is asking, how do we get the gifts again? Or is that, is that from earlier?
That's from earlier.
Okay.
Salestrainingforpodcasters.com to get your $3,000, more than $3,000 worth of gifts from our fabulous guests and superstar sales trainers that we've had on the show so far that are successful in their podcasts.
We went back to some of the things that we had learned through all of the other podcasts that we've put together. And between the two of us, we have at least 10 podcasts. I'm pretty sure it's at least, at least 10.
Do we together combined have 10? I have 10 by myself.
So let's see. I have the Mustang podcast. I have.
Hold on. Wait. Pause.
Yeah.
Jared. Today is going to teach us how to sell on the podcast. Oh, is today going to teach us how to sell on the podcast, or how to get sales using the podcast? Give us an overview of today, please. Yes, Jared, we will. Oh, here, finally, it's all.
So what's nice about today is that we're going to talk to all of these experts, from Karen Briscoe, Lou Diamond, Debbie Adea, Virginia Muskies, Melanie, Michael, Adam. We're going to use those 7 or 8 people that are coming on the show. We're going to share examples of all of the things that they have done to actually make sales from their show, to create and generate revenue, generate interest, and certainly we're going to throw in our the stuff that we've been doing also.
There's a Q&A down there. Can you click on that, please?
Sure.
Thanks, babe. I can't stay for the whole event. Will there be a recording distributed? Will there be a recording distributed? Well, we are recording it, and
well, it could be made available. Why not?
Sure.
I mean, the gifts are only going to be available until the 11th. So if you want to take
get the gifts, you can get the gifts like without having to stay. So salestrainingforpodcasters.com. Yes. So I'm just trying to think of how, I am planning on editing the sections with each people, so it's not just one long thing, and putting it on YouTube. But I also can, so why don't you let me know this, G. Hammond. I can also, for the people who registered to be here, I could send the replay link that's going to be on Zoom with the passcode to watch it right away. So I guess the question is, do you want it right away, or are you, because, well, it's not going to get edited for over a week because we're leaving town tomorrow. So I'll do that. Is that of interest to you? Would you watch it if I sent the link? That would be great, because I'm in and out due to some client sessions. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can be patient. Okay. All right.
That is a nice person.
So I'll do both. How's that? I'll do both. So if you are registered, which you had to be to get here, I will send out next week, in a week or so from now. Send it out, save yourself time. But I'll do both, Jared, because I'm already going to cut this. I'm already going to take these, not necessarily this opening one, but maybe, and then cut them into pieces. So that way, because, there's Lou and Debbie and Karen and Virginia and Melanie and Michael and Adam. So that's 7 guests plus us. And we're each going to talk a little bit about our stories and some of the tricks that we use and how we feel like our sales go on our show. So that's 9 videos, basically. So I'll send out the link, because Zoom, when this is all over, will send me the link with the passcode. So I will send that out right away for everybody. And if you don't want to watch the whole thing like that, that's not sectioned out, because maybe you want to come and you're really interested in Tim, right? You want to see what Michael has to say, or Debbie, if you have a more spiritually based show, or Melanie had an amazing episode. So make sure also, all these episodes are up. We're not going to cover the same things we covered in their episode. We're going to cover new stuff. So everyone that's coming on today is part of this initial launch. And there are currently 12 episodes that are on Sales Training for Podcasters. So you can go to Sales Training for Podcasters, subscribe, please rate and review.
Please, please, please.
And then all these people plus Scott Carson was supposed to be here today, but he had a family emergency, so he couldn't be here, but Scott had a great episode as well. Susan said, so glad, because I was sad to think I'll miss a lot of the awesome guests you want to hear from. Yeah, so two things. Listen to their podcast episodes, and then you'll get the Zoom link. And if you don't want to watch throughout the whole thing, you want to do it in sections, give me about 7 to 10 days, and I will have this all edited and up on YouTube, and I'll send another link to let you know the playlist, and you can watch it.
You're very ambitious. That is quite a goodly thing for you to be doing.
Well, it's not hard. It's literally like you just cut the point. Well, I'm not gonna do any fancy things.
It's not hard for you. It might be hard for those that might be a little bit more technically unsavvy, such as myself when it comes to Eddie. I don't know how to render video and all that other stuff.
Oh my God, he makes fun of me all the time.
I'm rendering video. I'm like, how often are you rendering video? What are you doing in there exactly?
So now let's reiterate for anyone who's joining new, salestrainingforpodcasters.com to get your $3,000 worth of sales training gifts from our amazing guests, as well as from us. And it's limited time. You can only get it till December 11th. And then please subscribe, rate, and review Sales Training for Podcasters. The 12 episodes that are up are really good. This has been a lot of fun. And what's going to happen on Sales Training for Podcasters, Doug asked me yesterday if we were going to model this show after my shows. Are we going to strategize the show the way that I strategize my shows? And the answer, of course, is yes. So what that means is when you can't wait to hear them all. I know I saw that you were excited.
He's already consuming content. This is great.
Subscribed on Overcast. I'll subscribe on Apple as well. Oh, thank you, Tim. Can you rate and review on Apple? Anyone who's a Apple podcaster person, please rate and review, since that's the only place you get ratings and reviews. Unless, of course, you're going to rate it bad, then you can just move on. Don't rate it at all.
Why the hell would anybody want to rate it bad? Number one, they'd be here listening to this and they'd say, you know what? I really appreciate the $3,000 in gifts, but you guys suck.
But what's going to come on Sales Training for Podcasters, sort of like what's happened with our mastermind, is I first started out thinking that we were going to help people just with the podcast, meaning like the business stuff. We're going to talk about selling, but we're going to talk about selling from the point of view of the people who love it and the people who hate it, as well as the people who receive it and what they receive. So there's going to be some personal development. Oh my God, right? Because when we first started the mastermind, I was like, we could teach people podcasting. And I was thinking, it's going to be this easy, clean cut business. Who was I kidding?
No, it's totally about your headspace.
Who was I kidding? Like every business needs personal development because you're only as good as you are. Like how you do something is how you do everything. So if you have blocks in life, you're going to have blocks in your business. If you can't have an inability to receive in life, you're going to have an inability to receive in business. So if you don't take risks in life, you're not going to take risks on your show. So we're going to be doing some personal development in the areas of self-confidence, in the areas of psychology, when it comes to other people. Like one of the things that Doug and I did with a corporate client that we had 2 years ago was we looked at their customer service journey. And one of the things that the company was spending a lot of money on was lawyering up when they had a complaint. And so we went back and actually taught them about needs and feelings.
And that's actually how we referred to it in their around the conference table. I guess it's time for us to lawyer up. And we were thinking, oh my gosh, this is a company that is basically, it's fear-based. And we don't want you to be fear-based when it comes to selling. We don't want you to be fear-based when it comes to presenting your message either, because that really sends the wrong message to your clients or prospective clients.
And we really kind of taught the psychology of emotion and empathy and understanding like what you're listening for. You're listening to what's underneath what they're really saying, which saved them a lot of money and actually helped them with customer service and helped them to hear things differently. So we're going to be doing that on the show because the psychology of sales is also about knowing yourself and knowing other people, and there's not just like what you say or the buying cues or all that kind of like, like the routine stuff that you have to follow. It's really about you showing up also. Susan said, duh, you have me in there. So of course there'd be headspace stuff because I'm full of it. Oh wait, maybe shouldn't give Doug ammo. He. Jared said, you're in good company, Susan. I give them plenty of fodder as well. Right. Well, and so we're going to be doing that on the show because you can't extract that part.
So whether you're somebody that really loves selling, the whole idea of selling and presenting a message and your opportunity to jump onto your client list to clients, or somebody that is maybe a little bit hesitant or scared or just fearful of asking for money from people, or feel like you are putting one over on them.
We're gonna do relationship to money on this show.
Yeah, we actually had really, really great conversations. Yesterday we had one of our guests was Scott Sambucci, and Scott is one of those guys that has his relationship with selling and sales is just something that he's had from day one. He's okay with it. He loves it. He's very similar to me in that he has no problem asking for money. He has no issue with the relationship that he has with money. And then you have on the other end of the spectrum, somebody that might not even, like JJ has a great relationship with money, but she does not have to ask for money oftentimes because people in her community
just give it to me. No,
they do. They just, well, if you're somebody that is comfortable with the know, like, and trust factor and how to build it and how to get there, as JJ certainly is, then it becomes a lot easier to ask for money because you really are putting yourself in a position where you're supporting and serving the people that are in your community. And if you're just basically prospecting and making cold calls and closing deals and presenting and doing your slide, flip charts and slides and all that, you're somebody that might have a salesy kind of approach to selling. It's not bad. It's just a different relationship to money and a different relationship to the sales game. So we have a whole range of people that are coming on the show as guests that are going to share what their experiences have been with selling and with sales.
And first up will be Karen. So as soon as you see Karen on there, you can go and make her a panelist. She's not on yet, I don't think.
Nope.
And in between the changing of the guards will be, because now I realize I'm drinking tea, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. We didn't really set up any breaks for this for us.
I noticed that schedule. It went right between 9 a.m. and.
Well, you know what we could do? We could just do 20 to 25 minute time with the guest, giving a 5-minute changeover break. How's that?
Okay, so
cool.
5 minutes on air, 25-minute break. Is that what you just said? That's what I heard.
I'm moving on from that comment. So so in between every half hour will be like a 5-minute. I mean, we're not going to get off the air. We'll be here, but you'll just look and that's why I want to edit. I'm going to cut it so that way it's not like the bathroom conference. Like I'm not, leaving and coming back. So again, give me about 10 days to make clean cuts of these videos.
And we apologize, but the microphones are attached, so all bathroom breaks will be heard also, just so you know. We are going to have some fun today. We're going to do a bunch of laughing. Well, I will do a bunch of laughing at my own jokes, and JJ will keep a straight line and go right down the path of what we need to do.
See, normally, and there's masculine and feminine. The masculine's like the river bank, and the feminine's like the river. Well, this is reverse. I'm the river bank, and Doug is the river. Actually, Veronica said about you when we did our master class in January. She said
he's everywhere.
No, you're like the kite or the balloon, and I'm the one holding the string.
Right.
To like keep him grounded.
Well, thanks, Jared. I appreciate you laughing at me. Hey, Jared, wait until Friday's episode of the Nice Guys on Business. By the way, if you guys want a dose of laughter and just kind of levity in your week, the Nice Guys on Business podcast is a podcast that Strickland Bonner, my co-host, and I have been doing for nearly 6 years. We have nearly 1,200 episodes of it. Our Friday episodes are called our Friday Fuckery Days. As the title would imply, it is all about having fun and poking fun at each other. And every once in a while, we'll stumble into some good business advice. But Friday, you'll see a technical hiccup that we had, Jared, that actually involves you. So
his voicemail? His
voicemail, that's right. So maybe check out Friday's show. It's going to be very cool. NiceGuysOnBusiness.com, or you can get it on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You don't even need to rate and review that show. It's got plenty. We have plenty of reviews.
Don't worry. So Karen's here. And as you bring Karen on, I just want to remind everybody, salestrainingforpodcasters.com to get your gifts for today.